Intelligence Committee. You know what, guys? I'm going to go from Manu. Manu, thanks so much. I'm actually going to take you over to the State Department right now. First Lady Melania Trump making what has become a rare public engagement at an awards luncheon she's hosting at the State Department. Let's listen in.
Dignitaries, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply humbled to be here today to honor these 12 remarkable and inspirational women who have given so much for so many, regardless of the unimaginable threat to their own personal safety. Each one of these heroic women has an extraordinary story of courage which must inspire each of us to also achieve more than we had ever imagined possible. Their lives remind us of the boundless capacity of the human spirit when guided by moral clarity and desire to do good. These honorees on the stage with me have fought for their rights and for the rights of others. Each battled forces such as governments, the courts, gender bias, terrorism, war, and corruption, and were willing in each moment to face harsh penalties, including imprisonment and death. As they continue to persevere against unimaginable odds, these women are extraordinary examples of reaching within to find the courage that lies inside us all to change the world. While learning the stories of these 12 honorees, I would like to ask each of us to take this moment and try to imagine what it would be like to experience the trying obstacles, domestic abuse, gender bias violence, or governed impression that some of these women have faced. Let us try to envision ourselves in their place, struggling against unequivocal gender bias and discriminatory laws which serve to protect the perpetrators of unthinkable crimes while punishing their victims should they even dare to speak out. Ask yourself if you would have the fortitude of spirit, the courage of your convictions, and the enormous inner strength required to stand up and fight against such overwhelming odds. Amazingly, each of our honorees has courageously answered yes to those questions. For it is their strength and the strength of others like them which will unite a global battle against inhumanity. Together with the international community, the United States must send a clear message that we are watching. It is therefore our duty to continue to shine the light on each miraculous victory achieved by women, all capable of trying, truly leading the change to fight for those that cannot fight for themselves. These are the stories of human greatness that will continue to inspire and therefore must be told far and wide. These honorees who have fought on the front lines against injustice are true heroes. Their stories of an individual bravery remind us that there is always hope whenever the human spirit is brought to bear in the service of others, and that healing and personal empowerment are often born from such deeds. I believe that bravery is the ability to live one's life refusing to be discouraged, and instead choosing a life of purpose. Only when we do this are we are able to suppress what we previously believed to be possible. Each of these 12 women represents a life on enormous courage to save a child, to help a family, to make a neighborhood or school safe, or to boldly speak out against evil by refusing to back down, no matter the personal cost. To the young people here today, I ask you to allow the triumphs exemplified by these heroic women to inspire you in your own lives, and to remind yourself that you, too, are capable of greatness. I urge you to not be afraid to fail, as failure will never have the power to define you, as long as you learn from it. And realize that your first steps will always involve taking a leap of faith by believing in yourself while choosing to replace fear for hope. Let these brave women serve as daily inspiration, as it is now up to each of you to remain vigilant against injustice in all its many forms. As you go forward, remember their journeys as push ahead and strive to bring about a better community, a better country, and a better world in an ongoing fight for right over might. We must continue once again to shine the light on the horrendous atrocities taking place in neighborhoods around the corner and around the globe, where innocent families are crying out to live in safety. We must continue to fight injustice in all its forms, in whatever scale or shape it takes in our lives. Together, we must declare that the era of allowing their brutality against women and children is over, while affirming that the time for empowering women around the world is now. For wherever women are diminished, the entire world is diminished with them. However, wherever women are empowered, towns and villages, schools, economies are empowered, and together we are all made stronger with them. We must begin now to challenge old fears, fight long-held prejudices, and stand up against evil and injustice wherever it may be. As leaders of our shared global community, we must continue to work towards gender empowerment and respect for people from all backgrounds and ethnicities, remembering always that we are all ultimately members of one race, the human race. Each one of us is uniquely gifted. We must continually reaffirm our American values as we join with the international community to make our world safer through acts of collaborative and individual bravery. Thank you, honorees, for your courage, and thank you, Ambassador Shannon, for your support. God bless you, and God bless this great nation. Thank you.
You're listening right there to First Lady Melania Trump. She is at the State Department. These are the International Women of Courage award ceremony that she's taking part in, honoring inspirational women, about a dozen recipients of the award this year. Women from around the world, places like Syria, Yemen, Iraq, who have fought against, as she laid out, gender-based violence, child marriage. They've taken extraordinary measures to benefit women firsts in many of their fields. And also, important, we haven't heard much publicly from the First Lady. Important to hear from her today. Let me bring in right now White House reporter Kate Bennett. She's joining me, and Kate Anderson-Brower, CNN contributor, and the author of First Women, The Grace and Power of America's Modern First Ladies. Kate, It's a Kate panel today. Kate, it's great to see you guys. Thanks so much. Kate Bennett, let me first say, I think it's important, full stop, that we take a moment to pause and honor great women that the First Lady is honoring in this award ceremony today. But also important, as I noted, we haven't heard much from Melania Trump since the president took office. Why today? Why did she choose this ceremony, do you think?
Well, first of all, I think that was a pretty significant speech from the First Lady. We really haven't heard her talk for that long or sort of lay out an agenda. And I think the things she has hinted at, like women's empowerment and gender equality, this event in particular dovetails nicely with the bits and pieces that we have heard of her platform. She really feels like she wants to be a humanitarian. Sources tell me she wants to really sort of make an impact on women's issues and with children. Therefore, this event today makes a lot of sense. It's the 11th time these awards have been given out, so it's a pretty special moment.
Yeah, and Kate Anderson-Brower, I mean, how does Melania Trump stack up when you look at previous First Ladies in the first 100 days of the presidency in terms of activity and appearances?
Well, another author said, you know, does she have a low profile? No, she doesn't have a low profile. She has pretty much no profile at this point. I think there's a big question mark about what she's going to take on. We just saw that she hired a communications director, which I think could make a really big difference for her. But by this point, during Michelle Obama's tenure, she had a staff around her. She was very involved. She had graced the covers of magazines and been a real force in Washington. And because Melania Trump doesn't live here, we don't see much of her. And I agree with Kate Bennett. I mean, this was a really effective speech, and I think she hit on the humanitarian, kind of softer side that her husband doesn't often talk about.
Important to hear from her today, and important to highlight these great women that the State Department and the First Lady are honoring today. Kate, it's also an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.